Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another live this morning. How are you? And hope you're having a great start to your day. We sure appreciate you guys coming on when you can live. We understand not everybody can, but for those of us who are able, Andrea, Niagara Falls, right at the top. Mike, Norland. Let's see if Brahim gets in here. Yep. You guys got turned around there. Rosalinda, how are you? Nativity, good morning to you. Lynn from Aurora. And Kevin from Oshawa. And you guys are great. Thanks for coming on. Fran, Orangeville, right at the top. Amber, New Jersey, good morning. Janice, Brampton. Nick from our staff, good morning to you. Grace from Newfoundland. Sandy from Chilliwack, British Columbia, right across the cut. Maureen from Boca Raton, good morning. Wendy, Markham, Heather, how are you? Carol, West Virginia. Rose, Bonnie, and Judy, good morning. From Mitchell, Karen from Innisfil, Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia, John from Lefroy, Donna, Newfoundland, good morning, Diane, Thunder Bay, John, Linda, Fenland Falls, Sandy, Barry, Rosa, Montreal, Karen, good morning, nice to have you on, Norma, Texas, Joanne, Berks Falls. Helga from Scarborough. Bruno, how are you? And Wanda from Virginia. Kristen, Saskatchewan, good morning. Mara, Sherry, Mississauga. Donna, and Kathy. No, Donna was saying hello to someone. Francine, good morning. Yvonne, Petawawa. Margie, Kansas. Denise, good morning from Oakville this morning. Elaine, saying hello to Arlene. And Gertie, how are you, Gertie? Burlington, Wanda from Texas. Sue, good morning. And Wendy from Wasaga. And Kevin saying Meathead. Maureen, Penticton, British Columbia, and Linda, St. Jude, Quebec, and Elaine, Sandy, Fergus Falls, Minnesota, Amanda from Ireland. Hi, Amanda, how are you? Say hello to your parents for you. Sharon, Luella, Donna. We got people all over the world, guys. Dave, how are you? Karen from Maple Ridge, British Columbia and Maryland, and Serpa. I was waiting on you, Serpa. Douglas, Paris, Tennessee. Janice, Houston, Donna. I hate to miss anybody because you guys, yeah, it's about time. Lise, good morning from Sudbury. How are you? Laura, and two Lauras in a row. Smoky Mountains. Cynthia from Chelmsford, good morning. Okay, coffee wins again, guys. Sun, steak, steel, and coffee. You guys know me. And I've been consistent. And I've got probably now over 200 studies on the benefits of coffee. Okay? I just got to give it to you. I don't shoot the messenger. This is out of the University of Toronto. They got this one right. What did they say? 47,000 women surveyed, studied. Okay? Now look. Is there anything negative about coffee? No, there's not. It's the real vitamin C. And Here's another reason, okay? Women, this is a woman's study, who drank 3 cups of coffee a day, reached, on average, older age, free from chronic disease, and better cognition. The same wasn't found for those drinking tea or soda. Okay. Now, in one of my books, I can't even remember which one, I wrote this. Why drink tea when you can drink coffee? Now, I understand there's a thing of taste. I just never understood why people don't like coffee, okay? Because it's a supplement, guys. It's a supplement. It's a gift, okay? I call it a gift from God. You get to drink coffee. And the more they study it, the better it is. It becomes. Why? It is so full of phytonutrients. Unbelievable. From your brain to your toes, you get benefits from drinking coffee. And again, don't shoot the messenger. Because some people don't like coffee. Over the years, I've heard it. It's acidic. It'll dehydrate you. It's not good for you. I've heard it all. You got to go back into the 1970s. When I first talked about the benefits of coffee, you wouldn't believe the pushback I used to get. Now, not as much. I mean, it's out there so much how good it is for you. And guys, when I say the real vitamin C, here's what I mean that the doctor is in, because people get confused about this, okay? Did Dr. Martin say that vitamin C is in coffee? Well, there's traces of it, okay? But what I mean by it is that it's a whole lot better than you taking a supplement of vitamin C. You don't hear me talking about that very much, do you? Ascorbic acid. Why don't I talk about that more? Well, I like to focus on the most important vitamins. Now, I'm not saying you don't need vitamin C, okay? I'm not saying it. Guys, if you eat a steak, listen to what I'm going to say, okay? Let's say, and I'm not telling anybody to do this, but let's say you are a strict carnivore, okay? You're not eating anything but meat and eggs, let's say. You're not even having dairy. I don't know why you would do that, but let's say you are. You are 100% strict carnivore. I'm not, guys. People think I'm a carnivore. I'm not. I am a nutrivore. Okay? I'm not a strict carnivore. But they'll tell, people that, from an observation, they'll say, well, you know what the problem is? You're not getting all your vitamins. You're certainly not getting vitamin C. I can tell you something. You could be a strict carnivore and you will not get scurvy. You won't get scurvy, which is a lack of vitamin C. You won't get scurvy. Now, I'm not telling anyone to do that. I know those who do that. And you won't hear me preaching it because, in a lot of ways, I don't want to use the word mainstream because I'm controversial. So I'm probably not even close to mainstream, but I am a guy that loves, there's 3 kingdoms of food. The animal, eggs, meat, and cheese. Okay? Your animal kingdom. Your plant kingdom, fruits and vegetables. And some people put grains in there. Okay. Okay? And then you have man-made kingdom, the man-made foods. Foods with seed oils, bad oils, processed, ultra-processed foods. Those are man-made. They're not found in nature. Okay? Well, you know me, I just emphasize animal kingdom as being superior to the plant kingdom. And almost every day I emphasize that. Because the world emphasizes the other way. That the plant kingdom, because of pH and because of, rot in the gut and, I don't know. They got 100 different ways of trying to convince you that the plant kingdom is a superior kingdom. It isn't, and it ain't even close. And people get duped. They get duped. They get deceived. They buy it. And I'll tell you, I go. People that had PhD in clinical nutrition like me, the vast majority of them believe the plant kingdom is more superior than the animal kingdom. Okay? They still believe that. Okay? They believe it. Because that's what we were taught. When I was taking nutrition, plant kingdom, the best. Man, I went in, guys, with my eyes open. I went in. I read everything. You want to send me something? I'll read it. Okay? You want to send something to me? I'll read it. I read all day long. I'm a reader. I look at studies. I look at articles. I look at, I'm a reader. And I filter out, over the years, I've developed a filter up here, and I filter out. I just, okay. They have their opinion. I respect that. But you haven't convinced me. Okay? You're not convincing me. That doesn't mean I won't read it. Doesn't mean do I have an open mind? Yeah. But you got to convince me. You can't give me your religion type of thing, because that's really, when you see vegetarians and vegan, it's religion. It's not science. But I'm reading. You want to try and convince me? Well, I'll give you 20 points right now why the animal kingdom is superior. But we do it on a daily basis, okay? Now, what's that got to do with coffee? What a rabbit trail. Well, again, because in comparison, I heard all the negative stuff about coffee over the years, and I was like John the Baptist. Okay? What was John the Baptist like? He was in the wilderness telling people, repent. Well, I was like John the Baptist. When they tell you coffee's no good for you, don't believe it. It's not true. That was me in the wilderness. Coffee is good for you. Now, don't add sugar to it. If you're going to add any dairy, add cream, not milk. Okay? And I always used to tell my patients, suck it up, buttercup. Oh, doctor, right? I can't have a coffee without 2-3 sugars. I said, Go a month without sugar, and you will thank me later. And then you'll find, why did I ever drink coffee with sugar in it? You will form a new habit. And I had hundreds, if not thousands, of patients who thanked me later. I said, cut out the sugar. Why do you need sugar in coffee? Now you're taking a vitamin, the real vitamin C, and you're messing it up. Stop messing it up. You don't need the sugar. And quit being such a big baby, especially men. Okay? Women who drank 3 cups of coffee a day reached older age, free from chronic disease, and good cognitive function better than people who didn't drink, women who didn't drink 3 cups of coffee a day. Hey, that's a study. Get mad at them. Came out of the UT, University of Toronto. Okay? It's an observational study. Okay? Those are not the best. But like my wife always says, you look for any study that's good, that has good results on coffee, and you don't read any negative ones on coffee. That may be true. I'm biased. But guys, I'm right. I'm right. Okay. What else was I going to talk to you about? Well, let's talk dehydration just for a minute. Okay. Because a lot of people, this was a major, major issue in my office. Okay. Major issue. Why is that? Because I used to literally measure, like you can do dehydration by different, check electrolytes or whatever. I didn't do that in the office. What I did is I measured blood viscosity. Okay? What's that? The thickness of blood. And I used to tell patients, you got blood like molasses. What? I said, you got blood like molasses. You're dry as a prune. Drink up. You need water, and only water is water. I know there's water in watermelon, okay? I know that. But I always tell you guys that only water is water. And why do I tell you that? Because when you drink water, it takes a beeline to your blood. You have watermelon. I'm not saying it's not good for you. It's good for you. I like watermelon. Okay? But don't eat watermelon for water. Eat watermelon for the lycopene. Okay? Which gives the watermelon its color. And I like lycopene because it's very good to prevent bladder infections and go after E. coli. And, I like lycopene. I do. But you don't eat watermelon for water. You need to drink water. 2 liters a day, 64 ounces for my American friends. That's the sweet spot of water. Some people need a little bit more, but very few need less than that. Okay? Very few need. And common causes of dehydration, if you're under that number, well, Dr. Martin, I'm not thirsty. Well, don't wait for that. Don't wait till you're thirsty. That's the last thing that happens. And most people, that thirst mechanism, it's turned off because they never used it enough. So many people, about 80% of the population, don't drink enough water. Oh, Dr. Martin, I'm drinking juice. That ain't water. And don't drink juice. How many times I got to tell you that? Juice ain't good for you. You weren't meant to drink fruit. You're meant to eat it. Don't drink it. Okay? Yeah, but Dr. Martin, it's Tropicana. I don't care. It ain't good for you. Stop it. Okay. Anyway. Okay? Water. What's the sweet spot? This is years, guys, of measuring blood viscosity. This is years. I'm giving you clinical data. Okay? Is it scientific? Well, I think it's the best. Clinical. The sweet spot is 64 ounces, 2 liters, and water. You want to add a little pinch of salt to water? I think it's a great idea. Okay? I do. Okay? I do. You're getting the electrolytes. And I like that. Okay? I like that. A little bit of salty water. But you know what, guys? You got to drink 2 liters of water a day. Your kidneys depend on it. Your heart depends on it. Your brain depends on it. How many people over the years come into my office, their blood was thick as molasses. I said, you want to have a heart attack or a stroke? No. Of course I don't. I said, start drinking water then. You got 60,000 miles of blood vessels for your heart, which is a pump to pump that blood. And when you got thick blood, you're in trouble. You're making your heart work for nothing. Stop it. Start drinking water. I don't like water. I didn't say you had to like it. I said drink it. It's vitamin W. Your kidneys are screaming for water. We have so much kidney problems today. Too much sugar, destructive. Sugar is so toxic to your kidneys. I just want to scream how, red. No wonder you got kidney problems, says dummies. No wonder you get kidney problems. You're eating too much red meat. Red meat is protein. Protein is hard on the kidneys. No, it's not. Protein isn't hard on your kidneys. Sugar is destructive. And I always tell people, who has the most trouble with their kidneys? I'll wait for the answer. And anyone that knows anything will say, oh, diabetes. They're the ones that have the most trouble with their kidneys. That's the right answer. What's diabetes? Like my dad used to say, son, it's sugar diabetes. Yeah. Diabetics, sugar. They don't get along. They love sugar, but they don't get along. They got a horrible relationship. Okay? Kidneys get destroyed by sugar. Kidneys get destroyed when you don't drink water. Niagara Falls. I made that up. I don't know how many years ago. 25, maybe 30 years ago. I started calling kidneys Niagara Falls. Okay? Why? Go to Niagara Falls. Have you been there? Okay? Beautiful. I never get tired of it. But when I go to Niagara Falls, I think of kidneys. What? Well, the water's always flowing. I've never gone to Niagara Falls where the water isn't flowing over the falls. Okay? It's the same thing for your kidneys. Flush, flush, flush. I'll give you an example. To put the two together. You have sugar. Okay? You have sugar. Is sugar destructive to kidneys? Big time. Okay? And you know what your body does? Your body will suck the water out of everywhere to get that sugar out of your bloodstream. That's why, okay, think of diabetes now. What is the sign of diabetes? What are one of the symptoms? You're thirsty. Because your body dries up all of its water because it's Niagara Falls. It's trying to flush the sugar out of your system. Your body is so stinking smart. And we're so stupid sometimes because we can't figure out common sense. I know what's hard on your kidneys. Meat. No, sugar is. And our body's been telling us that since creation of man. Drink water. And people are walking around dehydrated. I'm telling you, it's like with sugar is one of the biggest problems with kidneys. We talked about, I can't remember, was it yesterday somebody asked me, or was it Friday? I can't remember now what day it was on the Q&A and talking about kidney stones. And I got kidney stones and they're saying, my doc said it was meat. Ooh, I said, are they still talking like that? It's 2025. Do they not read anything? They're so poorly trained. My word, like a doctor even with water, they're so poorly trained. Drink plenty of fluids. I hate that. I hate that. Just drink plenty of fluid. You got a cold? Drink plenty of fluids. No! Drink water. And coffee. But coffee is, I love it. Okay? I love it. But it ain't water. Yeah, but doctor, to make a coffee, it's 95 or a higher percent water. I know that. But that doesn't make it water. Only water is water. Okay? Why do we have so much dehydration today? Okay? 1, meds. Like seniors, it's unbelievable. The amount of meds on average that seniors are taking. Every one of them makes you dehydrated. Okay? Every one of them. You're on meds, dehydration. Okay? So you got to go, okay. But they don't tell you that. But that's a big cause today. Okay? Any men, you're going to get dehydrated. Okay? A lot of people do a lot of sweating. They get dehydrated. Okay? You're losing water. Any kind of infection, even low grade infection, dehydration. Alcohol, dehydration. And not coffee. I'm the only guy. Well, I'm not the only one, but we're one of the few that say, nah, coffee don't dehydrate you. It hydrates you. But again, don't be duped. Okay? Don't be duped. You need water. And only water is water. Okay, there was a couple of questions I wanted just before, because they came off. People were asking yesterday, because I talked about exercise, vitamin E, and VO2 max. Okay? Okay. And they said, Doc, I never heard of it. Okay, and you know what? You know me. Usually I try and keep things very simple. Okay? And VO2 max, okay, is a measurement. Okay? And here's the study. Let me just refresh your brain. The ones with the highest VO2 max, and I'll talk about this in 1 second, with the highest VO2 max are healthier, okay? And if you're in the lowest 25%, are 5 times more likely to die. They can actually measure this. And that is the amount of volume, okay? So V, volume, O2, oxygen, the volume of oxygen, max is when you are vigorously exercising. That's what they call VO2 max. Okay? And they can measure the oxygen volume in your body, and the higher that is, if you're not sucking for air, when your heart rate goes up and that's your VO2 max. Okay? So that's what that measurement was. I'm glad you asked, because usually I try during intense exercise, they can actually measure that, your VO2 max. And it, like I was saying yesterday, like your grip strength, okay, should be like a vital sign. That's what they're saying. All the research is showing if you got grip strength, that's a good sign. It's as effective as your heart rate and your pulse rate and your blood pressure and all that, like grip. Because you see, the more we study muscle, the more we realize that muscle is like an endocrine organ. And the more muscle you have, the more strength you have, the better it is. Now, that's not guaranteed, of course, but I'm telling you, it's a vital sign. Okay? So that was a question yesterday. VO2 max, what else? Okay? Can't remember if there was anything else. Oh, somebody was saying about, what's Dr. Martin think about plasmogens? Plasmogens? Okay, they're phospholipids. What's that mean? Okay, what's a phospholipid? Well, lipid you know, right? You know lipid. Lipid is what? Fat. Okay, lipid is a fat. So fat and phosphorus. Okay, where do you get that? A plasmogen is good for you. Yeah, I agree. Do you got to take a supplement of it? Nah, why not eat steak? You get a phospholipid in steak. Sun, steak, and steel. Did I mean it when I wrote that book? You bet your boots. Okay? You bet your boots. Okay. We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Now get in your questions for Q&A Friday. Okay? You got time? info@martinclinic.com for Friday Q&A. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.